And the little subheading for today is changing fractions to percents. And this is part. This will be like the percents trilogy. We're going to start with part 1. Part 1. We should call it part 1 the first chapter. For example, here, if you have, let's say, you have as a fraction, I asked you to change 3/10 to a percent. Any suggestions out there? I see a hand in my... Zachariah? And why?
You would multiply the 2 times 10.
Okay. Here is what Zach is trying to tell you, but forgot to hit on some point there. Percent means out of 100, right?
Yeah. Change the 10 to 100.
Right. This is not out of 100. This is 3 out of a 10. But if you can make an equal fraction to it that is out of 100, then whatever number ends up on top of that fraction is your percent. So like Zach was saying, you multiply the bottom by 10 and you multiply the top by 10, and you get 30 out of 100. That means your percent is 30%. And the reason this is part 1 is because not always are they that easy. A lot of times a fraction won't go evenly into 100. That will be part 2, but we're not at that part yet. So if it's 3/5, what percent is 3/5? Well, you'd have to change the bottom to 100, and 5 does go into 100. How many? What's 5 times what is 100?
20.
20. So if you multiply the bottom by 20, multiply the top by 20, you get 60 over 100, which is 60%. Or even something a little more difficult. What about 33/50ths? Let's say you had a test that had 50 questions on it. You got 33 of them right. What percent is Ms. Shum going to put in your grade book? 33 out of 50 is what number out of 100, Connor?
66%.
Right, because you get 100 on the bottom, 66 on top, multiply by 2, multiply by 2, and you get 66%. That's why, 6th grade, you should be able to estimate just about anything as a percent. Like, let's say I gave you 12 out, let's say you went to the gym and Brian made 12 out of 19 free throws. And I said, well, estimate, what would his percent of making free throws be? And this is an estimate. Well, 19 doesn't go into 100, but a number close to 19 goes into 100, which is what number? So help me if it's an 8th grader.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, this better be good. Wait.
I'm just putting something in the box.
Did you ask? See, wait. 6th grade. Pay no attention to the attitude that okay. What's that? Only because 6th grade, we had a small issue with this today.
Sir comes through the grades.
That's a great start.
May I please put things in my box?
Yes, you may, Brooklyn. Thank you for asking. Oh, wait. I thought I saw an eye roll there.
I didn't.
Of all people, Brooklyn. Of all people. All right.
I'm using it for once.
Back to our 12/19ths as a fraction there. 19 doesn't go into 100, but something close to it does, and that's where your estimate would come be. I think, Connor, you were going to say, yeah, 20 does. So what would you, 20 times what is 100? So what, 12 times 5? Anybody? I mean, it's not easy. Cassie?
60.
Yeah, so this is awful close, by the way, math. If you want to say close but not equal, you can do this little squiggly equal sign. That means close but not quite. It would be 60%. Or what if you, let's say on some social studies test for Mrs. Stone, Mrs. Stone for social studies, Mrs. Stone for social studies too?
No.
All right, let's say there were 24 questions on it, and you got 20 of them right. What is a good estimate for what your percent would be? A relatively good estimate. Wait, suddenly nobody? Come on, mathematicians out there. Sophia,
80%.
why?
Because 24 is estimated to 25.
And what times 25 gives you 100? 4, so 20 times 4, it's going to be close to 80%. Or, what else could we do? And that's why, how many questions are on my math quiz? My quiz is always 10 wide because I can't do anything harder than that, because that's really easy to change percent. 1 round is 90%, 2 rounds is 80%. What about this one? 13 out of 14 problems. That one is not quite as easy. Now, it's not always trying to figure out what this is close to that'll give you 100, but think about what times 14 gives you close to 100. For example, hopefully at some point you can do 6 times 14 in your head is 84. 7 times 14 is 98, which is awful close. So if you multiply this by 7 and multiply this by 7, you are going to get awful close to what your percentage is. Isn't that exciting? I think some of you would love to go home and tell your parents all about this. Oh, and then they give you this. What if it is this, and they ask you to change that decimal to a percent? Well, since we were just talking about fractions, 8.08 is what fraction?
800.
And 8/100ths is what percent? 8%, right? Or what if you were given 0.15? What percent is that? Well, what is that as a fraction? 15 over 100, which means it would be 15%. Now here is where, let's see if the 6th graders are kind of a thinking sort of group. What do you notice about this and this and this and this? Is there anything that you see as sort of a pattern in Madison?
It's just the number that's behind the decimal. That's in the place.
Yeah, but you have to be careful with that. These are the same digits. You just have to be careful, because what if I gave you this, Madison? 0.402. Is that 402%?
No, it's
It's nothing we like, is what it is. Well, what percent would it be close to? Oh, no. Oh, phew. Glad it's you, Miss. I just had another 8th grade,
Another?
but it went well.
Was
it bad?
It went okay.
No, it wasn't
Was
great.
it bad?
This would be close to 40%. Anybody know what the rule is to change a decimal to a percent?
42.
Anybody know what the rule is?
No.
You can skip the whole making a fraction thing if you know the rule. The rule is this, and I suppose we'll write it down. Write this on your paper somewhere. To change a decimal to a percent. Comma, can we finish it? Zach, what do you think I'm going to say?
Whatever Sean says.
That would be true, but that's not what I was going to say. Move the decimal two places. To the right. Which just means this. I just moved this decimal two places here and it became 15%. I just moved this decimal two places here, it became 8%. If I just move this decimal here, the percent is actually 40.2%. That's pretty handy, isn't it? So, here, let's see if you think about this here. What would this be as a percent? All you gotta do is follow the goofy rule I just gave you. What is 2.05 as a percent? Cassie?
5%.
What about the 2? Can't be that. Joseph?
205.
It is. It's 205%. The number 1, what is 1 as a percent?
1%.
No.
Wait,
That's the rule here.
100%.
Yeah. 1 is 100%. If you gave somebody 100% of whatever it was, you gave them the whole thing, which is 1. If you only gave them 50%, you only gave them half, which is 0.5. Now, here we go. Test of the day. What would this be? 30 point, oh, well, I'll tell you after this. What would 30.73 be as a percent? All you gotta do is follow the rule, people. Don't question yourself, just follow it. Do not question it, just follow it. Caleb?
3,073.
Just 3,073%. Now, I will tell you, there's a guy in the news, I can't remember even for what reason it is. He is being, they are, for what? Oh wait, I thought you were, why were you guys here? I thought the fan people weren't here at all.
It's just advanced intermediate. Intermediate technically really. Welcome back. Hey, how's your day going?
I miss you, Lauren.
Wow, that's nice. How did McDonald's go? Fine.
Is it the best food ever?
No, they're shake machine, bro.
Wow.
Damn, it's too sad. What is your shake machine, bro?
Work with me here. In the news, I can't remember why this guy's there because of something in the president or whatever there. They said that they were putting him, I don't know, they were accusing him of charging increasing the price of a drug 5,000%.
That's a lot.
Well, I just want you to think about what it is. In other words, you know how when you go, I don't know if any of you have been on medicine before, but when you go to buy your medicine, you're like, what makes this stuff cost $300? Well, that's because they raised the price of medicines because I guess they have to do the research to get the medicines. I don't know what it is, but here's the question I have for you. Let's say it cost the drug-making people $3 to make some drug, and they charge you 5,000% more. How much would you pay for that drug? Just so you get some sort of an idea. What would be your thoughts? Now, here's where Madison's got to think before. What was 3,073% as a real number? 30.73. So if it was 5,000%, what would that be as a real number? Cassie? well, 50, we're not at dollars yet. I said, this is $3, it is 5,000% more than that, or greater than that, and with percents, remember, it's always times, so don't tell me $53. Percents always get multiplied, never divided, never added. 3 times Chase,
150.
right. So for the $3 thing, they charge you, it cost them to make it, they were charging $150 for you to buy it, which everybody's okay with people making some money, but that, you know, when it's people making people better from being sick and it's medicine that people need, to gouge them for that, that usually doesn't set well with the people here. Kind of like gasoline. So 5,000% is the same thing, it's just the number 50. Just like 100% was the same as 1. 200% is the same as the number 2. 1,000% would be the same as the number 10. 2,000% is 20. 3,000% is 30. Should I go one more?
Yeah.
What if something was $4, but they increased it by 100,000%? What would its new cost be? $100,000%. New cost. So
$400.
400 is a touch bit low. Olivia?
4,000.
Yeah, $4,000. Basically, you can think about just getting rid of the 2 zeros at the end, because a percent means out of 100. So if you had it over a fraction with 100, you could cross those. Was that exciting or not?
Very.
Who feels their lives are forever